Welcome back to the block of day one here at the West Jamaica Conference, the 7th Quadrennial session.
Yes.
I hope everyone had a refreshing lunch. I sure did. What about you, Kamara?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, and I'm sure that the viewers online, you had your dinner. After all, it's Sunday. Yes.
Yes, so it has been a good day so far. The morning session has been really well. And, well, right now on stage we are getting some greetings from the different conference presidents in the union.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's such a privilege hearing them commenting on the report that was given and congratulating the work and the efforts of the West Jamaica Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. Right now we want to find out, though, you who are watching, you've been with us from morning until now, and we appreciate you so much. But we don't know where you're watching us from. Could you please type in the chat and tell us where you are watching us from? Now, let me just inject this right here at this juncture, Nico. And I bet you did not know this, right? Did you know that Central Jamaica Conference partially came out of West Jamaica Conference? Did you know that? If you knew that, just type yes, me did know in the chat. And let's hear you talk about that. So let's talk about a legacy of growth, yes? In 1962, a further territorial division took place, Nico. You want to tell us about that?
Yes, carving out what is now known as a Central Jamaica Conference,
Yes.
the JCJ, from West Jamaica Conference original borders. So do you have family members and friends over there in CJC? Tag them in the comment section
Yes.
and remind them where their roots are.
Absolutely. Now, at this time, we're going to now take you back to center stage so that you may be part of the happenings right here at the 7th Quadrennial session at the West Jamaica Conference Center.
But I must let you know, all the presidents make contributions, all the fields make contributions. There is one of whom I know who calls after the contributions are made to ensure that all of the students he sends to Northern Caribbean University are well taken care of. One president that I know who calls me, who called me, and who calls me to ensure that the money is well spent. And I speak of the former president of the West Jamaica Conference, Pastor Glen Octavius Samuels. That is a man after God's own heart. And I know that my friends, Pastor Vincent Rose and Pastor Donovan Williams, will continue in the same vein. To God be the glory, great things he has done. We depend on you to send us your children, because indeed the work of education and redemption are one. But we also know that where the work is growing, our leaders ensure that the children who are created by God to continue the mission are sent to the school of the prophets. It is only as we take God's word seriously about the ways in which we ought to grow our children that we will all be successful and see our children creating waves in ministry and mission, not only here in the Jamaica Union Conference, but also across the Atlantic Caribbean Union and to the rest of the world. May God continue to bless you, my brothers and sisters, as you continue to support our God and to ensure that you send your children to a place where they can be trained and formed into the image of God. May God bless you all.
Thank you so much. And so now we're going to move with dispatch to the other reports. I invite Pastor Brevet to come forward, who will introduce the person who will introduce the next report.
See how much we can weather the weather, and we ask you to work with us. As it was, Brother Secretary, with the President's report, it bridged two eras, right? Because the report should really be up to December. And so that would have taken care of a section of it. But because the session comes over into a new regime, then we have to split it in two. So Pastor Rose gave the President's report. Pastor Williams, who succeeded Pastor Rose in Secretariat, will give the Secretary's report. And so we welcome him, introduce him, and ask him to take it away.
Thank you very much, Pastor Bourbon. Fellow delegates, it was an honor for me to run the final leg in the Quadrennial when it comes on the Secretariat. It was just a few months, but it was a fast pace. And we thank God for the growth that we have experienced as a conference during the Quadrennial. Please view the report from Secretariat. As was said, it was under the leadership of our President, Pastor Vincent Rose.
Fellow delegates, welcome to the 7th Quadrennial session of the Western Conference. This quadrennium unfolded against the backdrop of unprecedented challenges. Emerging from the COVID-19 pandemic, our conference was shaken by the raging winds of Hurricane Beryl, and later battered by the devastating effects of Hurricane Melissa. Yet, through God's leading and the united efforts of pastors, elders, church officers, and members, and the conference administration, the mission continued to advance and significant progress was achieved. It is in the mission that Secretariat finds a special satisfaction. The Office of Secretariat maintained committed support to the mission of the church through governance, church record management, policy administration, strategic planning, and member care. Special attention was given to the integration of new members, claiming former members, and promoting Adventist volunteer service. This report covers the period January 1, 2022 to December 31st, 2025. Please watch and be blessed.
Growth and consolidation. The quadrennium began with 221 organized churches, 7 companies, and 14 Sabbath schools. Today, the conference comprises 229 organized churches, 4 companies, and 12 Sabbath schools, reflecting continued growth and development across the territory. Other key statistical indicators also demonstrate this growth. Church membership increased from 86,346 in 2021 to 104,698 in 2025, representing a net growth of 18,352 members. Enrollment across our preparatory and high schools increased from 1,168 to 1,746, an increase of 578 students. School staffing levels also increased, with the number of employees growing from 116 to 157. Baptisms. 10,551 baptisms were conducted over the period, compared to the 9,241 the previous quadrennium, a 14% increase. Baptismal results totaled 2,640 in 2022, 2,882 in 2023, 2,688 in 2024, and 2,334 in 2025. The commitment of our pastors continued to bear fruit. 7 pastors achieved centurion status, recording more than 100 baptisms in a single year. These were Pastors Orlando Powell, Uzel Parks, Romika Anderson, Delgado Black, Kimoy Allen, Stephen Drummond, and Alan Green. Additionally, 49 pastors attained half-centurion status by recording between 50 and 99 baptisms in a given year. Beyond baptisms, 373 persons were added to membership through profession of faith and transfers. During the same period, 1,879 names were removed from the records. Church planting. Even so, our growth continued with the organization of new congregations. Under the leadership of Pastor Trevor Reed, Malden Company was organized in April 2023, while Woodland Sabbath School in Hanover was established in June 2024 by Pastor Aldin Mowat. Workforce total. The success of any organization is extricably bound to the quality and commitment of its workforce. The West Jamaica Conference has been blessed with a good cadre of workers. As at December 31, 2025, there were 175 regular employees and 22 contract workers. The administration was deliberate and situationally aware in the placement of its human resources. The quadrennium 2022 to 2025 witnessed significant volatility in the staff complement. Overseas migration, retirement, resignations, and death all contributed to worker attrition. A total of 50 persons exited the organization. New districts. Recognizing that smaller pastoral districts allow for more effective pastoral care and a stronger focus on mission, new districts were created and others adjusted during the quadrennium. These included Sandy Bay, Hopewell, Axonadge, Mount Salem, Farm Heights, Burnt Savannah, Lacovia, and Williamsfield. Health and family wellness. The well-being of our workers remained a priority throughout the quadrennium. In October 2023, the conference approved a $2 million medical assistance partnership with G-West to support workers and their families during times of illness and financial need. Through the Human Resources portfolio, several wellness initiatives were also implemented, including annual workers' picnics, year-end fellowship events, and weekly wellness sessions that encouraged physical activity, social engagement, and healthy living. Marriages and births. Beyond the statistics of church growth, there was growth within the family unit as members from the pastoral and office workforce celebrated important milestones. 10 workers entered marriage, and 14 workers and their spouses welcomed 17 children during the reporting period. Education and training. ACMS and ERS training. Secretariat continued to prioritize training and technological advancement throughout the quadrennium. Annual ACMS training was conducted across all 4 parishes, resulting in significant improvement in the use of the Adventist Church management system for membership records, transfers, reporting, and data management. The department also maintained the employees' record system, achieving a 100% score for the completeness and accuracy of employee records during the quadrennium. Through online and face-to-face training sessions, the Secretariat equipped an average 130 church clerks in record management, church procedures, minute-taking, agenda preparation, and their role in advancing the mission of the church. Secretariat audit.
In June of 2024, the Inter-American Division conducted its first comprehensive Secretariat audit of the Jamaica Union and its fee. Following a thorough assessment of records, systems, and policy compliance, the Secretariat of the West Jamaica Conference was approved with excellence. The audit was rigorous. It was detailed and intense. Yet it was engaging and educational. To be approved with excellence is no single matter. And I appreciate the fact that Mrs. Spence, Communication Department, our local church clerks, fellow administrators and directors came together and did an excellent job. I thank you.
The working policy makes provision for the education of workers and their dependents. 18 individuals were assisted financially with their educational pursuits. Higher education remained a priority throughout the quadrennium. As at December 31, 2025, 5 pastors were pursuing postgraduate theological studies at the Inter-American Adventist Theological Seminary. During the period, Pastor Venkot Dyer, Shadwick Cunningham, and Jermaine Bailey completed their Master of Arts in Pastoral Theology, while 2 other individuals earned postgraduate degrees in finance and early childhood education. Ordination. Several pastors were ordained to the gospel ministry during the quadrennium. Those ordained in 2022 were Rabbi Brown, Maurice McGee, Dane Morgan, Owen Grant, and Throy Jones. In 2023, Andreas Malcolm, Uzel Parks, and Albert White, and in 2025, Romika Anderson, Alan Green, Christoph Hyman, Kayson Jemison, Jermaine McBean, O'Shane Stone, Dwayne Thompson, and Arton Wedderburn were added to the ranks of ordained ministry. The church in the community. The conference maintained a strong presence within its communities through mentorship initiatives, food distribution programs, health outreach activities, and engagement with various sectors of civil society. Following Hurricane Melissa, the Secretariat helped to coordinate the rebuilding program through the implementation of a formal requisition process for building materials. The program also ensured that assistance extended beyond the church membership to include members of the wider community. Stewardship. Committees established by the previous session and subsequently by the Executive Committee continued to provide oversight and support for the work of the church throughout the quadrennium. These included the Executive, Finance, Audit, and Investment Committees.
As this report concludes, we give thanks to God for His faithfulness and guidance throughout this quadrennium. We also pause to remember the workers and members who faithfully serve the church and have since then laid down the burdens of this life. These include Pastor Andre Wallace, Pastor Lascelles James, Rosemary James, Joan Privet, Dr. Lynette Wright, Nick Crooks, Eva Thomas, Reginald Brown, Esther Fletcher, and so many others that time would not allow me to mention. But heaven has recorded their life and their ministry. Sincere appreciation is extended to the administrators, directors, pastors, church clerks, and members who serve to advance the work of the church. Special thanks to Pastor G.O. Samuels, Pastor D.F. Williams, Mrs. Marianberg Hopkins, Administrative Assistant Nadia Spencer, and all those supported the work of Secretariat during this program. And then there is my family, my wife, children, Sister Jody. Thank you so very much for staying the course and for your full support. Kylie, Khalees, and Carla, thank you so much. The West Jamaica Conference stands on the cusp of her greatest days. The mission field is ready for the harvest. Let us go forward.
Okay. Checking. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to ask Sister Doreen Grant, the chief from the union in that department, and for a long time. We're going to ask her to give a few comments, and then we are going to ask the secretary and the previous secretary to come and answer any questions that you may have. And remember now, we still have the treasurer's report before we begin to form the committees, so we ask you to bear that in mind. Lady Grant.
Well, I feel very, very pleased to be the one to represent the Secretariat to validate the report of the West Jamaica Conference Secretariat. When the Quadrennial started, we had Pastor Levi Johnson and Sister Dion Thompson, and we are joined now by Pastor Archer. But you know, as I sat there, I thought about it in 2022 when there was a seamless transition when Pastor Donovan handed over to Pastor Vincent. And now I'm here to watch the seamless transition for Pastor Rose handing over to Pastor Williams. And I said to him, we are together again, praising the Lord. You know, West Jamaica Conference Secretariat has done a marvelous job over this 4 years. And if Pastor Arch will tell you that at the division, West Jamaica Union Conference Secretariat stands tall at the division. And the reason we're able to look so well is because of the work of people like Pastor Rose and our Pastor. When we did the audit, they came out very high. It was hard work, but we are happy to see when the division gave them with excellence, it means that they have done very well. Sister Nada, when I saw Sister Nada today, I couldn't recognize her because during the time she was with child, but she really put in a lot of effort to make and we just want to thank her. So we thank the West Jamaica Conference for the work you've done, and we pray that you'll just continue to do the work so that we at Jamaica Union can continue to look good. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Sister Grant. And Sister Grant is one of the gurus in Secretariat at the Jamaica Union Conference. I just want to highlight and to say thanks to Pastor Rose for giving outstanding leadership to Secretariat for 95% of the quadrennium. The truth of the matter also, friends, is that...
By the way, it's interesting that you use that figure because we scored above 95% in the audit.
On the audit.
Yes.
And Secretariat couldn't have never been so successful without the support of the local church clerks.
Yes.
I really want us to highlight our local church clerks, the leadership at the local level, our pastors, and even though, friends, we are not where we are when it comes on to the reports we receive, even though we are not there when it comes on to the ACMS church membership, we are not there as we would like. But friends, we have a mission to complete, because accurate record keeping is a part of the mission. It's a part of the mission. And so we will look forward to your greater support. Yes, President.
That whenever we need information from the schools, we call the secretaries at the schools. Whenever we need information from the churches, we call the clerks from the churches. So it's a corporate effort, and we really appreciate the support. One of the things that I need to say to this delegation, because it is your business, when we do not get we can only report the information that we get from the local church. And so our data is skewed when a small percentage. I'm thankful that at the start of the quadrennium, we saw significant improvement in the number of clerks reporting. But I have to tell you the truth. Sadly, since Melissa, understandably, we have had a drop. But we're asking the delegates to be that vanguard, to make sure that reports are sent to us in a timely manner, because it affects the accuracy of our data.
Thank you very much, Brother President. I'm looking at the chairman, but as the chairman said, friends, we would be happy to take your questions, more so your comments, but we are conscious of the time, and that we still have the treasurer's report to go, so we will not feel any way if you don't ask any question and if you don't make any comment. All right, so that we can go to the treasurer's report. Amen, church? All right. Beautiful.
All right. He took a hint and I take a hike. Just one slight correction. Sister and Pastor Williams, thank you for enhancing my vocabulary. Sister Doreen is the guru in Secretariat at the Jamaica Union. Pastor Archer, who is actually the secretary, he is still learning at her feet, and we recognize his presence. I see the president making faces at me. See Pastor Rose making faces at me. I'm not sure what that's about.
We have a name in the queue.
Okay. Oh, Mrs. Gardner?
Okay, not a question, just a correction. It was said that Woodland became an organization for June of 2024, but it's actually August of 2025.
August 2025?
August of 2025.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, great. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome to the platform our treasurer, and she will pilot us through the treasurer's report and the auditor's report. And so we invite you to put your hands together as we welcome to the platform the treasurer of the West Jamaica Conference, Sister Marian Barrett Popkin, and we ask you to give her your undivided attention. And this is the only report that we will vote. So we ask you to bear that in mind. Thank you, Madam Treasurer.
Thank you. Thank you, Pastor Brevitt. Thank you, Pastor Brevitt. Delegates to this conference session, the Treasurer's report will be aired on the screen. We invite you to view it, and thank you. We invite you to view the report, and then we will have the auditors following that.
again? I didn't hear that.
So, come back to the secretary highlight, up to script with the delegate. Two secretary highlights and come to interview. Where? Two secretary highlights, clarify.
One me have you now.
In a quadrennial bracketed by the last vestige of the worldwide kingdomness and the bishop's onslaught of hurricane Melissa, the relative stability of the Jamaican dollar, the United States dollar, gives impetus to much needed and post-pandemic growth. The dollar moved from an average of Jamaican 154.21 in 2022 to 169.83 at the end of 2025, or a depreciation of just 3.64% compared to
representing overall growth of approximately 29%. Welcome back, everyone. You're live with us here in, let's call this the newsroom We're giving you the live updates as to what is happening on the ground. And so earlier you would have heard from the Executive Secretary the report over the past quadrennium. You're now, well, would have heard the Treasurer's report at some point. And we want to welcome you if you are just joining the live stream, if you're joining us on WCCN, Blessed TV, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're joining us from. For me and Nico, who are your hosts, it's a delight, it's a privilege to be here witnessing this historic and milestone event of our church, and to see how organized and strategic we are selecting the leaders for the next quadrennium. So we want to make a little adjustment to some information that we had shared, and some of you would have heard us before and did correct us in the chat, and we want to thank you for that. Earlier we mentioned that there were 2 churches that were integrated into the sisterhood of our church. We mentioned that Malden.
Yes, the Malden church. We made mention that the church is in the Pitford district of churches.
Yes.
So the correction to that is actually in the Vaughansfield
Absolutely.
district of churches. Now, Pastor Trevor Reed started that Sabbath school. And then we have Pastor Troy Jones, who took over from Pastor Trevor Reed. So Pastor Jones is now the pastor there in Vaughansfield.
That's it.
So that's a correction from us here. So the Malden Church, SDA Church, is in the Vaughansfield district of churches, not the Pitford district.
Yes, absolutely. We thank you so much for picking that up. We noticed as well that many of you are joining us from various parts of Jamaica, not to mention the world. Thank you so much for being part of this event here with us here at West Jamaica Conference. Nico, right now we have 2 wonderful individuals with us who are delegates. One is their first time, and the other person is somewhat seasoned. We're going to ask them to introduce.
Yeah. And we kind of share some.
Shuffle up. She's shuffling up like what me I talk about. Well, let us delve into this little chit-chat segment with our 2 guests, 2 delegates. And I will start with the gentleman who is seated looking very nice, looking quite dapper in his black suit. And, well, as you can see, welcome, sir. It's good to have you. Please tell us your name, the church that you're from, and if this is your first time.
Yes, this is my first time. I am Justin Bartley. I'm a member of the Negro Seventh-day Adventist Church, and I am also a student at Northern Caribbean University studying religion and theology.
Oh, you know, I could tell that you're studying religion and theology.
Oh,
I see it on you.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And I'm wishing you all the best on your journey. Absolutely. So this is your first time. Well, before we talk to you, let's go over to our next guest.
Yes, this face looks familiar. This face looks familiar.
I wonder why.
Sister Nicole.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you for asking.
Yes, tell our online viewers who you are and what capacity you serve here in West.
All right, and I'll give you some bonus information as well. So the name is Nicola Dunn. I am a member of the Glendavon Church. So that's the SCA Church in Glendavon. And I serve this wonderful conference as the Vice President for St. James in the Master Guide Association.
All right, thank you. So Kamara, kick things off with you.
Of course, of course, of course. And so tell us now, this is your very first time. No, but listen, my first time too, you know, so don't worry yourself.
Really?
Yes. This is my first time. I'm excited and I'm nervous because I don't really know what is going to happen. And I heard we're going to be here until 10:30 tonight. So, what are you expecting?
Well, if I can be frank with you.
Be very frank, or pause.
I go to my bed early.
Oh.
But I am a representative of my church.
Yes.
So I will have to endure to the end. But I am looking for great things.
Yes.
The report has been good so far.
Good so far.
And I have especially found favor in the devotional charge.
Ooh.
It was very touching.
Yes.
Very present. It really blessed me.
Yes.
That God looks at the heart.
Yes.
not as us who looks at the outward
Yes.
appearance.
May I ask you though, what part of that sermon resonated with you the most? And you know why?
I would say it resonates with me because I told you my age.
Yes, and I couldn't believe it.
I can't tell him.
You can tell them.
I am 23 years old.
Yes.
It's a medical condition. So that has been a struggle in itself.
Right.
Choosing ministry.
Yes.
I have to deny myself, as Jesus says, and take up my cross. To remind myself that just in case my fellow brethren looks at my outward appearance and deny me, my Jesus looks at my heart. And so it really helps me. It is close to my heart. And of course, as it relates to the voting, this is a spiritual thing, I believe so. And we must pray with discernment that God will give us the wisdom to choose wisely. So that is my thoughts.
You know what? I am moved by you. And may I just take a few minutes to just affirm you a bit?
Yes.
God, know why I love him so much? He takes no pleasure or pride in our outward appearance. In fact, the size of who you are is determined on this heart of yours.
Mercy.
And so you're going to step into ministry because he has called you to that. And you're going to be whom he has designed and destined for you to be, regardless of whatever persons may say based on what they see meets the eye. So just remember that God qualifies those whom he calls, and he looks at the heart and not the outward appearance. You got this.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. I am impressed by you. Nico.
Yeah, very powerful testimony there, Kamara.
yeah.
You know, there's a statement which says God can do anything with anything.
Yes.
Yes.
Anything with anything.
And I believe, just to add, it just seeing him and understanding who he is and what he's about, that is the most powerful step. The most powerful thing in his ministry, knowing how God is going to empower him.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to him.
I am
Yes.
looking forward
Thank
to
you very
that.
much.
too.
Great things,
Thank you
great
very
things.
much.
Looking forward for
Blessing.
great things from you, young man. So, Sister Nicole,
Yes,
your first time, my first time.
indeed.
What has the experience been like so far?
So far, I have been very much pleased with the procession in terms of, you know, the usage of the online platform, the systems, seeing how receptive the members are, seeing how organized the team is in going into actually helping, you know, giving the information, let me say, that each person will need, understanding the limitations that are, you know, a part of the process. And then, of course, empowering each person to ensure that everyone has a fair chance in, you know, participating in the process. And I realize that our members are very keen, you know, going through the Constitution, seeing the let me see, the changes. I don't want to say errors, but they picked up. Yes, they picked up, and I'm very pleased to see that our members are actually paying attention. Oftentimes things happen in the world and just passes by, just goes with the wind. I'm happy to see how, you know, diligent each person is in actually, you know, taking part in this.
You know, I'm looking in the audience, and I'm seeing some master guides, some pathfinders who are part of this session. It's a sense of pride seeing our young people being a part of a session such as this, because hearing about the session, normally the older persons would have been delegates here. So, as the master guide, the vice president for West, tell me how you feel seeing some